And welcome to tonight's broadcast. We have a Bay Valley Conference women's volleyball matchup here for you tonight between the Yuba 49ers and your Solano Falcons here on the Solano College Sports Network. Joining me on the call tonight will be Seth Brown. Now, Seth, what should we expect to see from the Falcons here tonight?
Well, Nathan, the Falcons have been incredibly dominant this fall. They are currently on a 15-game winning streak, and one of those matches was against Yuba already. So they have already beaten this team. And it was, in fact, it was almost a month ago that they defeated them. Whereas Yuba right now is on has won 5 games and lost 6. So right now, I'm expecting our girls to do incredibly well because they are incredibly aggressive on just all their plays. But we can't discount the month of training that Yuba has had in the time since they've last played each other.
Yeah, it definitely should be interesting to see if Yuba's made any adjustments since they last played the Falcons. And now for the 49ers, they come into tonight's game with a record of 7-10. However, the 49ers have been a better road team than they have been at home, posting a 3-2 record in road games versus a 4-8 record in home and neutral site games. We'll see if Yuba can find that road magic and pull off the upset here tonight. We're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we will have the beginning of the match here for you tonight.
We have everything that an automotive shop would have or even a dealership would have.
If you guys are interested in automotive at all, go to Solano Community College. Check out the automotive program. It can be a career path for you, just like what I'm doing, or it could be an extreme hobbyist, an enthusiast.
If you really like cars and learning stuff all the time, then this is the best place to go.
Back here at Solano Community College, we have the Yuba 49ers and the Solano Falcons here for you tonight. The Falcons are on a 15-game winning streak that has propelled them to number 22 in the state rankings. The 49ers are 7-10, but they are 3-2 on the road. We'll see if they can find their road groove and come out of here with an upset victory here tonight.
And we're just waiting for everybody to get ready and get set. And the girls do their customary handshakes, dances, and whatever you want to call that. Not entirely sure what you want to call that, Nathan.
It reminds me of baseball celebrations. I mean, it's all those crazy handshakes.
So some pre-game celebrations.
Yeah, so just
kind of getting themselves in the mood, I guess.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
Yeah,
I guess.
At 15-game winning streak. There you go.
So Kayla Samontan back to serve, and she cannot get it over the net.
And the pre-game cheering did not help her on that.
That's one thing we've seen from the Falcons that has been their Achilles heel, so to speak, so far, is they have not been able to serve as consistently as they would like. As Kayela Gasaloga gets the kill there to even up the scoring here in the first set.
Yeah, you notice that a lot is that Solano, particularly like during their middle games, has a really hard time just getting the ball over the net, and that's what results in a lot of the points for the other teams, especially in their last game against, it was Contra Costa, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a great dig there by Ixchel Moreno there to set up the last over by the Falcons. So we have a good rally here going, as looks like a free ball here for Solano, but they are unable to get it.
Might have saved it. And she did. This is a great rally going right now.
And a good kill there by Haley Del Rio.
An excellent save by her earlier on, which let them continue that rally.
Yeah, just wasn't. I don't remember who that was fielding the free ball over by the 49ers, but they just didn't connect cleanly. And
I think that was Jasmine Palma.
McLaughlin with a good spike, and nobody from Yuba is able to corral it.
Looked like a bit of a miscommunication between them.
Gasalog is back to serve again, and that serve is long. Another service error there by the Falcons.
Yeah, it looks like Yuba is on point tonight, just so far this match.
Yeah, they don't have that deer in the headlights look that some of the teams we've seen come in here have had.
Yeah, they are correctly judging when the ball is going to go out and not playing it. That's one of the keys that you really need to drill in. So for Yuba to have been drilled into them, that's good. That's good for them. It's going to earn them some points. It may spell trouble for Solano.
As Jolene Kong is back to serve, and Del Rio gets it in off the net, just catching the 49ers off balance. They were expecting that one to come down cleanly.
Yeah.
And they were.
So far, just Yuba has been unable to answer Del Rio.
Lindsay McLaughlin back to serve. Her serves have sort of a knuckleball path to them. Don't really know where they're going to go, but sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, it keeps the opponents on their toes.
There's another free ball here for the Falcons as they set up Del Rio, and she gets it off the block, but the 49ers are able to recover.
Excellent block by Jolene Kahn.
Another free ball for the Falcons as Miley Moley manages to get the point for Solano.
And Jolene Kahn is just unable to catch that ball. Just bounced off her wrist.
McLaughlin back to serve again. Yuba fields it cleanly as they set up on the right side. Good block there by Solano as Laura Samontan is able to get that one over, and it just manages to fall in between Yuba and the net.
Just a bit of miscommunication there. They need to be talking. They need to be talking more. And they just need to say, call it, like, mine.
And there's an ace for Lindsay McLaughlin as Solano has quickly rattled off 4 straight points.
Taking an early lead. Oh, and there we go. Just Yuba correctly calling that it would go out and not playing the ball. Earns them a point, and it gives them possession.
Brianna Cooper back to serve as Molly manages to get that one over. As Sarah Hankins manages to get that one over.
That was some excellent defense on her part. Oh, and again, some miscommunication lets the ball drop.
Yeah, would you rather have a small miscommunication there than have 2 or 3 people diving for the ball at the same time and risk potential injury?
True.
As they set up Haley Del Rio again, and she gets another point here for the Falcons.
Yeah, Yuba just having an impossible time with just her spikes.
Del Rio does lead the league in kills and is second in hitting percentage, behind only Lindsay McLaughlin. As they're going to set up Del Rio again. And Yuba is not able to get it once again.
Just sent the ball right into the net and just came back down on their side. Here we go for the serve.
Laura Samontan back to serve for the Falcons. And she is unable to connect on that one.
And it's just Solano's not serving well tonight, and it's really killing them early on. I'd say at least 4 of the points Yuba has right now is because of a bad serve. Oh, here we go again.
And Samontan is unable to get that one in. And just like that, Yuba is closing in this lead, but Hankins is unable to get that one over. Seems like the story of the game so far has been service errors.
Mm-hmm. Well, what can you do? Sometimes you just get a bad bounce.
Haley Del Rio was looking to go for that short serve, but she was unable to get it over.
And Yuba is once again within 2 points of tying Solano.
Giselle Carrillo is back to serve as they set up Gasaloga, and she is able to get the kill. It's a great play there by the Falcons all around, great teamwork.
And so far it keeps Yuba on the defensive. And Solano likes to be on the offensive, which is great for them because when they're on the defensive, they seem to have some trouble.
Excel Moreno is back to serve, and she gets it over. As Yuba is unable to get it over. Couldn't really see what happened there.
Is that what happened? I couldn't. Just bad angles.
Yeah, we do have a referee standing kind of in our
line of sight.
Yep.
And here comes the setup.
So they set up Anaya Rodriguez.
Keeping the ball in play.
It's going to be a free ball for Solano as Lindsay McLaughlin gets it through the block, and nobody is going to be able to get there for the second hit for Yuba.
And just a bit of miscommunication between Yuba players. Sarah Hawkins and Brianna Cooper, I believe.
Moreno back to serve again. So they managed to get it over the block. It seems like anything Haley Del Rio does is working right now. I mean, except for that one serve, obviously, but still.
Yeah, Solano can't complain about that. And now the score is 14-8. So for the first time, there's a 6-point lead, and just I say that, it drops to 5.
That was a very smart play there by Sarah Hankins. She just took that second hit and just tipped it over, catching everybody on Solano off guard.
Now, like I said earlier, Solano is excellent on the offense, but there's some points they just seem to struggle with their defense and just responding.
Mm-hmm. As Lindsay McLaughlin gets yet another kill. Like I was saying earlier, Haley Del Rio leads the league in kills and is second in hitting percentage. And Lindsay McLaughlin is second in the league in kills and first in hitting percentage. There's another free ball here for Solano as they set up Gasaloga, but she was standing too far back.
Hey, I don't know if everyone watching can hear, but the girls at Solano just called out as it was going out, so to make sure that nobody went after it.
Almost every single one of them.
Yeah. But that's good communication between the team. Because when your blood's pumping, you just want to play the ball and have some fun. But
it was a great kill there by Laura Samontan, as it looks like Yuba will call a timeout here in the first set. The 49ers are coached by Julia Coates. She is in her first year as head coach for the 49ers, but she has spent 30 years as an assistant coach with this team after spending 2 years at Yuba playing.
Impressive resume there.
And the 49ers have a tradition of success. They have won 3 conference championships this decade in 2012, 2014, and 2015. But they have struggled in the past few years.
Sometimes you just get into a rut, and Right now, it looks like they're just in a rut right now.
Solano has also won 3 championships, league championships this decade as well, and they seem to be well on their way to a 4th. As, like we said earlier, they are undefeated in conference play.
And we're just waiting on the whistle. There we go.
It's Kayla Samontim serving again for Solano.
Ooh.
So that ball just took a bad deflection off the block by Lindsay McLaughlin. It'll be a point for Yuba as Rebecca Grammer will serve. It's a good recovery there by Yuba.
You don't see that often, at least not on this level.
It's another free ball for the Falcons as they set up Gasaloga, but
She was outside the net's parameters, just behind the boundary stick. Don't exactly know what you call that.
I think it's called the pole.
The pole. That makes sense.
It's pole, stick, same thing,
We'll go with pole.
It sounds more professional, definitely. Kyle Gasaloga gets that tip shot to land inside the 49er zone.
And Yuba's just unable to recover on that one. 7-point difference. But as we've seen before, it can quickly close.
As that is an ace there for Kyle Gasaloga. As Solano extends the lead back out to 8 points, a 19-11 advantage. As that looks like a set infraction there by Rebecca Grammer. That was a double hit. I believe this is the largest lead the Falcons have had so far in this first set. As Lindsay McLaughlin just kind of hops up there and tips it straight down for a point.
Yeah, and it seems to be the average. Just looking back at the scores for the last time Solano and Yuba faced each other. And Solano won all 3 sets, 25-9, 25-15, and 25-13 in that order. So if Solano wins this match with Yuba only having 11 points, that seems to be about average for them.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like Yuba has made some adjustments. I mean, they started off the first set with a pretty solid game plan, but they just haven't been able to keep up with this onslaught from the Falcons.
Yeah, early on in the score was practically tied.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just going back and forth. But now once Solano gets that lead, then there's not much their opponents can do.
Mm-hmm. So that was a quick timeout.
And here we go. Nice
that
dig.
One barely clips the net. Another nice dig there by Gasaloga. Del Rio just gets it over. Hankins tips it over, and they set up Del Rio once again. But the 49ers are unable to corral that one and unable to set up their play.
Yeah, Jolene Kahn just unable to get it over the net. She was just too close, and the ball was just coming too fast at her. Not much you can do when that happens. Solano has an 11-point lead. I spoke too soon. Make that 12.
It's a smart play there by Alora Samontan. Just
acting quickly before Yuba could react.
Yeah, you usually expect balls coming straight over the net. You don't expect somebody to spike it straight back at you.
Yep.
Definitely caught them off guard there.
Oh. And now the momentum shifts to Yuba. Are they going to be able to capitalize?
Yuba definitely has a long way to go if they want to win this set. Have to score at least 11 straight points just to tie this one up.
I don't foresee that happening, but you never know. Stranger things have happened.
It was a tricky tip shot there. Couldn't quite see who got the kill there. Lindsey McLaughlin with a great serve, catching the 49ers off guard. So Solano wins this first set, 25-12. We will be right back after these short messages.
The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my third year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just like fulfills me as a person.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's
nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover, we have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have.
On-the-job training is huge.
Get the hands-on experience.
When someone asks who can do it, you can raise your hand and say, I can do it. So
Joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
We're going to go to cut one. And cut one. Cross court to Audrey Jones. Audrey for three. It is good! With 1.3 seconds left on the game clock. Audrey Jones with one of the biggest shots.
We have everything that an automotive shop would have or even a dealership would have.
If you guys are interested in automotive at all, go to Solano Community College. Check out the automotive program. It can be a career path for you, just like what I'm doing, or it could be an extreme hobbyist, an enthusiast.
If you really like cars and learning stuff all the time, then this is the best place to go.
Welcome back as we get ready for the second set. Solano wins the first set in dominating fashion, winning 25-12. And we would like to remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by James Thomas Media, your one stop for all your media needs. As Solano goes through their preset
handshakes, dance, ritual, whatever you want to call it. But it works. They're on the record, or their record winning streak.
Yeah, the Falcons do have the second longest winning streak in the state.
Really?
I was
wow.
kind of surprised to see that, honestly. There's only one team with a longer streak, and it is Irvine Valley. They're on an 18-game winning streak. As we get underway, as Kayla Gasaloga connects again.
As the ball comes rocking towards our PlayStations over here.
And Brian did not peg the referee like he did a couple games ago.
We're never gonna let him live that down.
As Sarah Hankins winds up and drops the hammer straight through the block, managing to even up the score.
That was
for
a
the
strong
49ers.
spike there. That was a strong spike. You could hear the hand impact from here.
Very impressed watching their warm-ups. She definitely stood out from the 49ers. As they set up Gasaloga again, and she gets it just in the corner of the Yuba 49ers zone.
And Yuba just misjudged where it was going to land. Thought it was going to go out through the back, but nope, it dropped down and inside.
But that is one thing that we haven't seen Yuba do a lot is communication. I mean, even if it's communicating the wrong way, at least they're communicating, and that's one thing that, as we've seen so far this season with teams that are playing the Falcons, is they just don't communicate as well as Solano does.
And I said in our last broadcast, communication is key in any sport you play. You gotta be communicating between players to plan out your attacks, plan your defenses, and to just make sure that you're not tripping over everyone.
As Alyssa Cruz is back to serve, and that one misses wide left.
And that was the correct call by Yuba right there, calling it out. And at that time it didn't drop down and into their play area.
So they set up Lindsey McLaughlin again, and that one is coming straight towards us. What a save, Seth. What a save. That one was heading for the soundboard or the monitor or something, and you I don't know how you caught that. That one was like right on your fingertips.
Old reflexes when I played soccer as goalie. They're rusty, but they're still there.
As Yuba manages to get that one over, and they set up Haley Del Rio, and
it looks like it was in.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell.
It was real close, but the judge ruled it in.
McLaughlin is back to serve again. As Yuba manages to get that one over somehow. As Haley Del Rio just tips it in, unable to catch the 49ers off guard. They'll set up a free ball for the Falcons. As that one just spins off the net.
And the ball just straddling it and just rolling over it. Wow.
Physics are amazing sometimes. I mean,
that
was
some of the things you see in just sports. It's like it defies physics. Just somehow, some way, it finds a way. Life finds a way.
A great spike there by Alora Samontan. Alora set a school record a couple games ago against Contra Costa with the most aces in a single match.
And here Yuba City sets up, and they get the point.
So that one just went straight through the block, just taking a deflection and heading where nobody was for Solano.
And Solano just unable to recover, And here comes the serve.
Sarah Hankins serving.
Flex off the guard, and
So good dig there by Moreno as they set up Samontan, but her tip shot is unable to land. That one deflects hard off the Yuba block and lands in the Solano area.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell what was going on just because of our judge in the way of our visual from from our courtside view, but.
As they set up Haley Del Rio, that one comes in off the block, almost taking out the scout camera.
Well, he's gonna have to reset that camera. The ball hit the tripod. And here we go.
Laura Samontan back to serve.
It would have gone out.
Speaking of Laura Samontan aces, there is another one.
Yeah, that was just misjudged by Brianna Cooper off Yuba. The ball was going out, but she played it anyway.
That's a good dig there by Giselle Carrillo. The free ball over for the 49ers.
That angle for Anya Rodriguez, she just could not get it up and over the net. Just from how low it was on her side.
Carrillo back to serve. As Samontan sets up Anaya Rodriguez. But Yuba is able to They corralled it, but they were unable to get it over. It would have been a free ball anyways for the Falcons, but they were just unable to manage to get it over.
And here we go with Haley Del Rio.
One thing we've seen with Del Rio is probably the only inconsistent part of her game is her service.
Yeah, it's like one or the other. You're either going to get her to serve make an excellent serve, or it's just going to go out.
It's a free ball for the Falcons. A little miscommunication between Del Rio and Molly. But that is another excellent kill by Kaela Gasaloga.
So that's the difference between good players who know their positions and players who just are new to the game, is that even though they miscommunicated, they still played the ball and successfully got over.
Kaela Gasaloga has been having herself quite a game here for the Falcons. We would like to remind you, if you would like to find more of our content here from the Solano College Sports Network, you can search up our Professor Greg Poff on YouTube. You can check us out on Facebook, Solano College Sports Network, Fairfield Cable Access Channel 28, and on Twitter and Instagram at SCSN Sports. Solano has been picking up where they left off in the first set with just some solid team play.
All right, and here we go.
Yuba is only playing with 6 players. See if they run out of gas, so to speak, before too long.
Yeah, sometimes these matches can be just about endurance. Oh,
It's just a miss hit there by
Giselle Carrillo.
Yeah. And
You just misjudged the timing on that. Would have been an excellent dig. Oh,
it looks like that was
headed
going.
out.
Yeah, that was going out, but it looks like Haley Del Rio is just kind of
Yeah.
picking up on, picking on Carrillo.
Like you mentioned earlier, she might be running out of gas. When you get tired in these games, you're gonna be making some mistakes, and she just misjudged where that ball was going.
Because that one is tipped by Yuba, but they managed to corral it as they're unable to get a clean hit on that one to send it over.
And well judged by Jasmine Pama. I'm sorry I butchered that name.
As Miley Molly mistimes her jump a little bit, but is able to get it over. A good save there by Alora Samontan. A vicious spike there by Del Rio, but the 49ers are able to keep things going. As they will set up Anaya Rodriguez, and she gets the point here for the Falcons.
And an excellent spike into the spot where no Yuba player could get it. Sometimes that's just what you have to do.
As the Falcons extend their lead to 15-6. As they set up Rebecca Grammer, and the Falcons were unable to corral that one.
Now, the Falcons have just not been able to get a great rhythm going. Yuba has been able to counter them at key points that has just broken their rhythm. So, unlike in other matches, Solano has not been able to find its groove tonight, at least not in this match. We're still leading by 9 points, but at any moment it could all fall apart.
That's one thing. We had a couple of the women's volleyball teammates, Kayla Samontan and Millie Coe, in for interviews for our on-campus segment in the Solano College Sports Network studios this week, and they both said that one thing their team strives to do is not play down to their opponents, and that's one thing we have consistently seen so far this season with the broadcasts that we have done here.
They've always given 110%. Question is, are they 100% right now?
as Kayla Samontan is back to serve. As they set up Sarah Hankins, and there's a great dig there by Haley Del Rio. As it looks like they'll set up Jasmine Pama again.
And just Yuba unable to get it over the net. Just a bad touch. And that's all it takes.
As it looks like Millie Coe will come in for Alora Samontan.
Oh, and it goes out right in front of us.
It looked like that one was going to sneak in, but it was just barely out.
And just a bit wide on the right.
And the referee had a good position on that, so I'm not saying he made the wrong call. It just looked like it was going to manage to sneak in there.
It looked like it should have gone in, but it looks like it just angled and twisted at the wrong moment in this flight. Aerodynamics of the ball.
As Alyssa Cruz will sub in for Kyela Gasaloga.
And here we go.
They'll set up Sarah Hankins again, but she is unable to get it over.
Yeah, it looked like instead of hitting her hand, it hit her arm. And she just misjudged the height of the ball.
As that'll be another timeout here by the 49ers.
Currently 20-8 in Solano's favor. And Solano's just dominating right now.
I mean, Solano has not lost a set since the first game of their winning streak.
Oh, yeah.
They seem to be well on their way again here tonight.
Yeah, they're not going to break their streak for Yuba.
And one thing that you have to wonder is the Bay Valley Conference is it not
challenging enough for them?
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously the Falcons are going to make the CCCAA tournament, but can they, I mean, they're going to be going.
Is Solano a big fish in a little pond?
Yeah.
Is that that's what we're talking about right now?
Yeah.
All right. We're back from the timeout. Here we go. Alyssa Cruz serving.
As Yuba fields it cleanly, as they set up Sarah Hankins, and Kayla Samontan is unable to react quick enough to that.
And here we go, Brianna Cooper to serve.
As they set up Del Rio. There's a great block there by Sarah Hankins, but unfortunately that took her out of position for the spike there by Lindsay McLaughlin. You gotta have a blocker up for Lindsay McLaughlin. Anytime she's winding up for a spike, you gotta have somebody there to defend it.
I don't know what Rebecca Grammer was doing right there with that thrust. That was not going to go over.
Lindsay McLaughlin gets the ace to land. Those serves is an interesting angle here, as she serves from the back corner of the.
She just serves it and it just drops down right in the middle of the court. Some excellent service right there.
As they set up Haley Del Rio. Oh boy.
Ow. That just hit me in the leg.
No chance at fielding that one cleanly for us. That one was in an awkward spot.
Oh, it hit me right in the leg.
You good?
I'm good. That just hit me at a really bad angle.
As it is set point here for the Falcons. The free ball, as it looks like they will set up Millie Coe, and the 49ers are unable to get it over.
Excellent dig by Brianna Cooper there.
Another good dig there by Kayla Samontan, as that will be point for Solano, and that will be it here for the second set. Another dominating set here for the Solano Falcons as they win set 2, 25-9. We will be right back after these short messages with set 3.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
it's more than just sports, it's an education.
Hi, my name is Eric Visser. I'm in my 5th year as the athletic director of Solano College. To experience community college and its mission has been an outstanding experience. Solano College has a very rich tradition in intercollegiate athletics dating back to 1947. I'm very proud to communicate that that rich tradition is still being continued with fine young men and women that represent Solano College on and off the court. In the fall we have the volleyball program. We have a very successful women's soccer program. We have both men's and women's basketball. And then we transition to 4 programs: baseball, of softball, men's women's tennis, and men's and women's swimming. It is our mission to excel our programs and our student athletes in academics. All of our student athletes are committed to give back to the community. And we would invite you to be a part of Solano College Athletics by visiting our website www.solanoathletics.com, and you feel a warm welcome at Solano.
Welcome back as we get ready for set 3. Solano is up 2-0 after a pair of dominating set wins, winning the first set 25-12 and the second set 25-9.
And the Yuba coach just giving some last-minute advice, last-minute pep talk, and they come out on the court.
We'd like to remind you once again that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by James Thomas Media, your one-stop for all your media needs. And looking ahead for Solano, they have some very big matchups coming up in their final 3 regular season games. They have one game at Napa Valley on Wednesday, November 6th. And then a week later, on November 13th, they will host Folsom Lake, who is a very solid team. And then in the season finale, they will host Los Medanos, which will likely be a conference championship game of sorts, as the Mustangs, their only loss in conference is to the Falcons.
Right now, Kayla Smonton and her serve earns them their first point of the set.
Carrillo is able to field that one cleanly. Del Rio saves that one as it's a free ball for the 49ers. There's a good dig there by Kayla Samontan as they set up Kyle Gasaloga, and the 49ers are unable to corral that one.
Sarah Hankins just lost footing right there for some reason. Was unable to recover in time to get the ball.
As Samontan back to serve again. definitely don't expect as dominating of a third set as we saw the last broadcast we did here, as the Falcons totally dominated the Contra Costa Comets in a 25-1 third set victory, as Lindsey McLaughlin cannot be stopped. A vicious spike there.
Such a dominating player.
I mean, that's just one thing we've seen just as teams come in. There's nobody that looks like Lindsey McLaughlin on these other teams. I mean, she's just taller and stronger than pretty much all of them, it seems like. As that spike was not high enough, it'll give the Yuba 49ers their first point of the third set, as Grammer is back to serve. They will set up Gasaloga, and she
is unable to get the spike.
Yeah, that was. She just.
It just went down and into the net.
You can tell by how she reacted that was
not intentional.
Yeah, that was. A good dig on the serve by Alora Samantian, and that sets up another point. Another great kill there by Kayela Gasaloga. She manages to shake that last one off.
And Solano clearly wanting to retake the offense on that last point. The ball bounced off the top of the net.
Yeah, it looked like it made contact with the pole off of Yuba City. Yuba College. That would have been a point for Solano, but the referee was right on that and did not rule a point for Solano. But either way, the Falcons get the point, but Gasaloga is unable to get the serve to land in the 49er zone, as Jolene Kong is serving here for the 49ers. Oh, what? That was an interesting play. I think that was Brianna Cooper just tapped that one straight down and caught.
I couldn't tell from my angle. It was right. Play happened right in front of the ref, who is right between us and the match.
There's a good dig there by Excel Moreno as they set up Laura Samontan.
Looked like it was going to go out, but you played it.
As they managed to get that one over, but it is a free ball for the 49ers. McLaughlin's spike comes straight back over off of Yuba City as they set up another point there.
And here comes McLaughlin to serve. Oh boy. This is going to be bad for Yuba. I spoke too soon. I jinxed it.
Yeah,
oh no.
It's the old broadcaster's jinx. You know, in basketball you say, oh, this player shoots 90% on free throws, and then he misses the first one. And as Alora Samontan gets the kill, it's definitely been a very competitive first few points here in the
and Yuba
third
looks like
set.
they still have some life left in them. Maybe going to challenge them in this third set. I know they're communicating better. Definitely communicating with each other, at least vocally.
As they recognize correctly that that serve was going to go long. It's going to take some stuff like that to help Yuba get back into this set and then also back into this match. As Del Rio with the vicious spike off the block. Nobody was getting that one.
And it goes straight out of bounds. Sometimes you just don't have the angle.
As Anaya Rodriguez subs back in. And another free ball here for the Falcons as they set up Gasaloga. She gets it off the block, and the 49ers are unable to get that one back over. Haley Del Rio serving here for the Falcons as that one goes into the net. giving the 49ers the ball right back.
And I said nothing, so that can't be a jinx on my part.
But did you think it?
Oh,
that's where you. That's where you. Yeah.
Oh, and Yuba just drills it right along the line.
As Jasmine Pama gets that one past everybody for Solano. They were starting to drift forward just a tiny bit, and she managed to find it a spot in that back corner.
And I think this is the closest they've been all night, basically. Oh, and we are tied at 9-9.
Yeah, this has definitely been the closest set so far. I believe it was probably about like, I don't remember. I know it was 12-5 last set. I can't remember what the scoring was like.
Oh, and for the first time in this entire game, Yuba takes the lead.
It looks like that'll
When
be
was the last time this happened for Solano, I wonder? Has that happened since they won?
Well, I mean, there's been times really early in the set, like the other team gets the first point. But, I mean, this is definitely the latest in a set that Solano has trailed in games that we have broadcasted here.
Yeah, this is definitely going to shake Solano for the moment. If they do not regain the advantage, then we might be seeing a victory for Yuba.
As Darla Williams was giving her players a good pep talk there.
And Solano looking really somber right now. A lot of that energy you see when they come into a match is not there at this moment.
Mm-hmm. Giselle Carrillo is back to serve. As they set up Gasaloga again, and she cannot get it over.
It's now 9-11 in favor of Yuba.
Yuba still has a long way if they want to win the entire match.
True, but they currently have the advantage for this set. And if they win this set, then a streak of not losing sets will end.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be enough to rattle Solano going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Solano might just be so used to winning that they are unable to just retaliate.
There's a great reaction there by Kyla Gasaloga and Lindsay McLaughlin there, as Gasaloga recognized that the player there for Yuba was going for the tip shot and not the spike, as Solano evens up the score at 11. They send it back over for Gasaloga, but...
And the defense of Yuba holds.
That was a great block there. Gasaloga was unable to get that tip shot over the block. That just went straight into the block.
And Yuba retains the 1-point lead now.
Lindsay McLaughlin's spike is unable to land, and Jasmine Pama is unable to get that one over.
And we're back to tie game right now, 12-12.
Kayla Samontan subs in for the Falcons as her serve goes long.
And Solano is unable to regain the lead.
Solano just hasn't had that same momentum that same domination that they've had in the first two sets.
I think they might be rattled right now. They're not used to playing behind.
And just like that, Lindsay McLaughlin evens up the score once again at 13.
But can Solano retake the lead and maintain that lead?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've managed to keep things close, but they're just not managing to get that breakthrough point, as that was a tricky serve by the Kyla Gasaloga.
And just some miscommunication between Yuba allows Solano to take the lead.
Yeah, she got it in there between Kong, and Grammer, and
And the ball just barely went over the net on that.
As they set up Del Rio, and her spike gets in there as Solano extends this lead to 15-13.
Looks like Del Rio may have just re-energized this Solano team, who had gotten into a funk once they lost the lead.
Yeah, you can definitely feel the momentum shift. I mean, it was definitely not the same energized team that we've seen over the last few weeks.
That was very unusual. That was very unusual for the Solano team.
Kayla Gasaloga back to serve again. As that one takes a weird deflection, results in a free ball for Solano. As they set up Del Rio, but that one comes hard off the block and manages to land in the Solano area.
Yuba's defense has caught up with Del Rio. That's not the first time we've seen that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But this may be the most crucial time for it to happen.
And the blocking for Yuba has been on point for the last few minutes here, as the Falcons managed to get the point there. As Lindsay McLaughlin is back to serve once again. That was a
and Yuba's just unable to get it back over with some just bad hits.
That was...
And timeout by Solano?
Probably Yuba, I'm not sure. That was a interesting... I mean, it was not the same serve that we're used to from McLaughlin. I mean, she usually does those little soft knuckleball ones, but she unleashed on one there, and it definitely caught the 49ers off guard.
Definitely. But Solano's got to be happy having retaken the lead and retaken the momentum. Never underestimate the power of having the momentum for a team psychology.
I believe it was 11-9. Yuba was leading, and then now Solano has gone on a 9-3 run here to retake the lead. And it seems like they have their momentum back.
They are intent on not losing this match and breaking their streak.
As McLaughlin gets that serve in. And nobody is there for the Falcons. They're all expecting something a lot harder than that.
They were expecting a hard spike, not a tip.
It's a good dig by Cruz, and they managed to get that one in. And looks like
some communication between the refs.
Somebody was subbing in for Solano, but I guess they have all 6 players out.
Out to the side.
As that one was tipped off the block by Solano and lands out.
It gives Yuba one more point that they desperately need right now to stay in this match.
There's a little miscommunication there by Solano. So a good set there by Alora Samontan, as that one is tipped off the block, and unable to corral that one was Jolene Kong, as that one looked like it was headed for the exit over there in that far corner.
Yeah, just for everyone watching, you could feel a change in the atmosphere of just how Solano is approaching this game right now. They are incredibly focused right now. And as soon as I say that.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication there. I believe that was Kyla Gasaloga.
And a bad deflection.
And, yeah, she just jumped straight in front of Excel Moreno, and it was just not the play that they were wanting to see there. So Anaya Rodriguez unloads on a spike there on that second hit. But Yuba is able to recover as they set up Rodriguez again. That one does not get over.
We cannot miscount Yuba right now. They are not giving up for this set.
As they set up Kayla Gasaloga, but Yuba is able to get that one cleanly. They'll set up Miley Moley, but she is unable to get that one to land.
Ooh. And it goes out.
Sarah Hankins just sends that one too far out on the left-hand side.
Yuba's got to be careful right now. If they miss too many of these, then it's going to be it. That's going to end the match.
As Yuba calls a timeout once again.
4-point difference between them.
Yuba definitely has shown that they can hang with the Falcons here in this last set.
It's clear they have done a lot of training since they last met almost a month ago on October 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before it was a dominating match last month, but this is going to completely skew the averages of points an opponent earns against Solano.
Solano still holds a 2-0 advantage here, but you can definitely tell that they want to end things here.
They were not expecting Yuba to fight back in this late of the game. They were expecting Yuba to just want to end it.
Yeah, Yuba hung tough early in the first set, but Solano was able to push the lead. As a little miscommunication there by the 49ers gives the Falcons the point, as Solano is just 3 points away from clinching this one. As Moreno serves as they set up Pama. But that one is just in an awkward spot, and Alora Samontan was able to save it. As McLaughlin gets up for the block, as that will be a point for Solano. They were unable to get it back over, as it is now 23-17.
6-point difference.
Not sure what the delay was there. Seemed like everybody was ready to go, and the referee was stopping things for some reason. There's a tricky tip shot there by Alora Samontan, I believe, and that will
just
send us to match point here.
Just about to end it.
Hankins sets up Pama as she tips it over. Moreno sets it up for Del Rio, and that one is in.
And that's going to be game. 25-17 Solano.
That was a pretty anticlimactic signal there by the referee. I mean, it's the clinching point for the match. But anyways, Solano comes away with a 3-0 victory. Now, Seth, what did you see from Yuba tonight that just ultimately led to their defeat?
Well, a lot of miscommunication, especially in the first two matches. But I have to say, in the third match, they dug deep and they put Solano on the back foot. And you don't see that, at least not this season. Solano has been so dominant that for so many games that when they were on the back foot, they almost didn't know how to respond and how to fight back. But they dug themselves out of the hole, and they managed to get the last win they needed.
Yeah, and for Solano, I mean, honestly, it probably feels good to win, but I mean, it's definitely helps to have this little bit of a scare put into you. I mean, obviously they're still up 2-0 there in that last set, but it definitely helps having somebody push you. I mean, that's one thing that they haven't had much of here in Bay Valley Conference play. But we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we will have the Best Buy Player of the Game here for you on the Solano College Sports Network.
the exponential growth from the program from my first year to my third year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just like fulfills me as a person.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's
nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover, we have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have.
On-the-job training is huge.
Get the hands-on experience.
When someone asks who can do it, you can raise your hand and say, I can do it. So
Joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
Zion Trammell here with the Best Buy Player of the Game, Kai Gasloga. Kai, congrats on the win. Going into today's game, what was the focus in practice?
It was just to be more aggressive and just to place the ball better.
And you guys got the lead early in the first two sets. What were you guys telling each other to stay motivated?
We were just telling each other to have each other's back and to trust one another and to just keep talking.
You have Folsom Lake up next on the schedule. That'll be a tough game. What will be the keys to winning that one?
Just to keep playing how we are, keep winning, and just keep pushing points.
All right, thanks, Kai. So that'll wrap things up here as Solano wins this one over Yuba in 3 sets. For our entire broadcast team here at the Solano College Sports Network, I'm Zion Trammell. And remember, it's more than sports, it's an education. We'll see you next time.
You keep telling me to make it, yeah, to the spot where we would stay lit, and finish bottles never wasted, yeah. 'Cause that's where I'm from. I'm feeling like old school mixtape. That's all I need. I'm killing that low ride.